Hi, Shumi. How are you doing?
Hi, Tina. I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, are you? I'm glad.
Second episode.
Second episode. Hey, guys. Welcome to
This is 30.
podcast. Thank you for joining us. So, you guys tuned into our first episode, which was the Mother's Day episode. Thank you to everyone that watched it, and thank you to our very special guest that came out and spoke to us for that episode. We realized we hadn't introduced the people to us, so this is our intro episode.
Yes.
I'm Tina, and you are?
I'm Shumi.
Do you want people to know your surname?
I don't mind. I'm
don't mind.
Shumi Patanza. Shumi Rai Patanza.
I'm Tina Shedube. What's something that people should know about you? You know, people are always curious, so let's just indulge them so they don't have to stalk our Instagrams.
I love traveling.
Ooh.
I feel like anybody who knows me knows that.
Yeah. And it's you don't only love traveling, you've traveled, because I think some people love traveling, but they haven't.
Well, yeah. I've done my fair share.
You've done your fair share?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you?
I
One thing that people should know about you.
I'm very curious. So I ask a lot of questions. It's just the curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very curious. I also love traveling though.
I know.
Oh.
And you've also done your fair share.
Of traveling. Yeah. Can I be honest?
Mm-hmm.
Just went to Plett for the first time. Found myself lucky enough to be there. And I was like, why don't people get baptized in the sea more? It was really beautiful. I was like, maybe I should call the pastor
And just get rebaptized.
for the ambience.
In Plett. Oh my gosh.
Everyone dressed in white.
That's interesting. But yeah, actually, probably because of logistics. I mean, can you imagine high tide? Yeah, so it's probably.
I can just imagine people being like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you sure?
Are you sure? We must come down to watch you be rebaptized. Yeah. But yeah. So what's your motivation for being on this podcast?
Navigating the 30s. Okay, so for me, I feel like my life actually just started to shape up when I turned 30.
Oh wow.
I had my first baby. Okay, I got married just before I turned 30. I had my first baby also just before I turned 30. And now that I'm in my 30s, I kind of feel like, okay, life is solidifying. Certain aspects of my life are now coming together. And then you also just realize that I've got no cooking clue what I'm doing. Right. As all these things are starting to solidify, I just realized the other day I've actually been working for almost over 10 years now. And I'm like, where did 10 years go? But again, settling, solidifying my career and all of that stuff. And yet, having a community of 30-year-olds or people that have gone through it, who are going through it, and just, sitting down and chatting and understanding each other. Somebody may have gone through something that I'm only going through now and can help me out. And I feel like just forming that community and just helping ourselves, navigate this, I won't say we're old, but navigating this time of growth.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the motivation of this is 30 podcast. And then I hope the things we talk about can help other people, maybe people in their 20s, maybe people in their teens can learn from us, from our mistakes, from our achievements, and can do better than we did or than we are doing, Yeah. And also to have fun, to have some chats.
Yeah. DMC, deep meaningful conversations.
Yeah. And you, what's your motivation?
I think what you're saying is a big one. There's this episode of Black Mirror. Okay, what you actually need to know about me. Forget everything. Watch Black Mirror.
Yes, watch Black Mirror.
Okay, forget everything I said. Netflix Black Mirror. That particular episode with the guy from Get Out, our favorite one, Black Mirror 2, 1 verse 2.
Yes,
S1E2. But yeah, called Golden Ticket. Just you see how people live their lives online, and when they're running on those treadmills, that they can Google anything.
Mm.
Which, when I saw it, I was like, that's exactly what I feel like social media is. It's a library of people's experiences, right? And yeah, I think I have been wanting to get on social media, but not like about my own life, but like about knowledgeable topics or interesting topics. I didn't want it to be revolving around me for almost
Yes.
a decade now.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I turned 30, I realized, but now you're 30.
It's now or never.
You've been waiting for 10 years. And I think there's a lot of stuff I wonder about. And you maybe can find an American woman that's gone through it, but not a black South African woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want us to be the only ones, but I definitely just want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, so the crux of it is that this is 30 podcast is for 30-year-olds, 30 somethings and above and below also, just navigating life together. And in this podcast, we plan to cover a number of topics. We've got 30 in love, we've got 30 in politics, we've got 30 in money, we've got 30 in grief, we've got 30 and whatever it is you want to talk about. So if you want to be a part of any of these episodes, if you want to have chats with us here in the studio, please get in contact with us.
Please.
She will give you our email address and yes, we can have chats about the things that we face as 30 somethings. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important for anyone that's watching that this experience is not about our experience, but about all of our experience. So yeah, our email address is this is 30ZA. This is 30, like 30, THRTY. This is THRTY 30. So this is 30ZA@gmail.com. But you guys can hit us up on our socials, on our YouTube page, on our Instagram page. It's always this is 30. Yeah, and if you've seen this, you've seen that platform. So do the right thing.
And I've been dying to say this.
Okay.
Please like, follow, and subscribe.
You will always be the one to say it, but please do.
Please, guys, we will be posting videos very often, so you don't want to miss it.
On that note, I mean, let's like have a real conversation. Spoke to my boss and I was like, listen, so we started this thing. She's like, oh, the pressure. Because once you started, people are going to expect.
Yes.
How many episodes do you think we'll pull off this season? I'm already, there's going to be multiple seasons this season.
This season, let's gun for 10 episodes.
10 episodes. I'm also,
what do you think?
I think I think depending on the frequency, let's come into studio next week.
The pressure.
But yeah, just depending on the thing. But I would like to do a minimum of 10 episodes released at least every fortnight or 3 weeks. Yeah, but not like it has to be more than once a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds doable.
So yeah, you guys can hold us accountable.
Please
Count
do.
To 10. Count to 10. Yeah, 2 out of 10. Yeah. What else can we say about us? Oh, I think people will wonder, what shall we tell them about how we know each other?
Oh my gosh, Tina.
how long have I been knowing you? It's over 20 years. It's over 20 years.
Yeah. Yep.
We're so qualified to do this.
Yeah. No, it's been a while. I don't even want to count years. Like, we've known each other since we were kids.
I think I met you in 2002, right?
I wouldn't remember.
Oh, I remember. It was a Saturday.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, 2002.
Yeah, it's over 20 years. Yeah.
That's how we know each other.
That's how we know each other. Over 20 years, and yeah, all our friends are in their 30s.
Yeah. How old are you? Do you want to share?
Yeah, I think it's so weird because 1 minute you're doing this thing. I always do this thing where I round off my age. So I'm turning 32 in a few months, but I call myself 32.
Me too.
But as I get to that age, in the next 3 months, I'll be like, no, I'm 31. I'm actually 31. I'm 31. Yeah.
Okay. Same here. Yeah. I'm also 31.
But it just like jumped. Weren't you like 30 yesterday? And now it's like
not even 30, Tina. I was 25. The last I checked, I was 25. All of a sudden, people are telling me I'm 31. I'm just guys, please.
You're like priding yourself on the small stuff because a lot of my friends have turned 32 and I'm like, I'm 31.
I'm
And
still
they're like,
young.
it's 90 days, my friend, and you'll be there. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how time flies. It's
yeah.
crazy.
But it's also good. I was just at church and I'm not gonna make this podcast a lot about church. It's just that we should do it and I've just come from there. And there was a thing where, they gather the youth and they're like, all the unmarried people. You guys know how it is.
The unmarried.
They're called youth, but what we are is the unmarried people. So they have us like under a tree, and he was just talking about, but I could tell he was more just like reflecting on life experiences. And his whole thing to us was, okay, just get more involved. And he wasn't saying get more involved in church. It's just like get more involved in stuff because one day you're going to be 40 and suddenly you just literally don't have the energy to jump into as many things.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that's how I felt when I turned 30. So what more is coming, Yeah, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We're just 30.
And then who knows, maybe this podcast will evolve and become this is 40.
This is 40.
And this is 50. And this is city. Imagine that.
I just freaked out.
Yeah. Soon.
Soon.
So yes, guys, this is 30. This is our podcast. Welcome. We are absolutely delighted to have you here with us, and we hope to have you in studio too. If you think you've got something to contribute to the conversation, please get in contact and we can have chats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.